I take this opportunity to welcome you all to Islington Council, the home of the Gunners, the Arsenal Football Club. So welcome you all, and I want to say a big thank you to Councillor Edward, the Mayor of Islington, and my dear friend Mr. Jeremy Corbyn, MP, the local MP for Islington North, for hosting and having us here tonight. Very significance, as you probably know, Mauritius is a bank holiday. We are celebrating our 46th Independence Day anniversary. So, in Mauritius normally, on the 1st of May, we spend a long time during the 30th of April and the 1st of May. We pay tribute to every single politician and people from the Union, people that gave us and empowered us, the Mauritian community, the rights on the island during many years. So the 1st of May, we give our time to all these people over the years, from the French to the British to the Mauritian, that found the rights for the Mauritian to work and to live on the island as human beings. And then came the 12th, which the 12th of March 1968, when at that time, please welcome, at that time our politician that campaign for the freedom for Mauritius eventually to accede to the independence status, and eventually we have our own prime ministers and our own decision making, and these people, at that time, a poor nation, Mauritius was very, very poor. We were relying on the sugar industry and the sugar cane to get by, and obviously today, 46 years on, we remember these people. This is the idea. We meet, we greet. The food is one thing, the meeting is important, but we need to remember every single one of them that contribute. And today, however, it doesn't matter where you go, people say, wow, you're from Mauritius, what are you doing in London? Recently, we've had Mr. England, that our friends for 3-4 years now, they visited Mauritius, and Mr. England is a professional singer, and they campaign non-stop about Mauritius, and today Mauritius is known. We are about to reach 1 million tourists per annum. Human rights is one thing, but Jeremy Corbyn is a person, is a man that cannot see suffering. And I would love to pass on Mr. Jeremy Corbyn that can address you. Thank you, Jeremy.
Cader, thank you very much, and I've known you for a lot of years, let's not say how many, and there's never been a more fantastic advocate for the community and the interests of Mauritius than Cader Hossenally, so I think he owed a big round of applause for what's happening. And he asked me if we could have an event in the town hall to commemorate Mauritius' independence. And I tried to explain I don't run the town hall. But he wasn't having any of that. And he said, no. He said, you're trying to get out of it, aren't you? And I said, no, I'm not trying to get out of it. But anyway, we then approached the council, and a very big thank you to the mayor, who's going to speak in a moment, and the leader of the council, Councillor Richard Watson. There's two councillors here, where are they? Jelani Chowdhury and Rhiannon Davis were here. They may still be here. They've gone to a meeting already. So a big thank you to them for providing this space for us, because I cannot recall an occasion when we've ever had a Mauritius community event in the town hall. I can't remember one. So this is a first, and I'm very keen that our town hall should be a place for every community in Islington to have their National Day event, if that's possible, and that's exactly what we're doing this evening, because I'm very proud to represent part of our borough in Parliament, and I'm very proud of the diversity of all the communities we've got in Islington and the incredible contribution they make economically and socially and culturally to our life in London. London would be a miserable, grim place if there hadn't been migration from all over the world, and particularly from the Commonwealth, of people making London their home and making London their place. And so I'm very proud around the world to say I come from London, which is a world city bar none, and it's a place that we all call home. Wherever we're from, whatever our faith, whatever our work, it's where we call home, and that's how I always want it to be. And I want to say a big thank you to the Mauritian community for what it does, but also I'm involved in Parliament as the chair of the all-party group on the Chagos Islands, which you'll be very familiar with because this is a very crucial part of the political history of Mauritius. And as far as I'm concerned, what happened with the removal of the entire population in the 1970s, the early 1980s was wrong. It was a disgusting thing to do. And I've been to Mauritius and met the Chagosian community there and worked with them, and I'm chair of the all-party group. And the thing that brings us together is a sense of shame of what happened over the removal of the people from the islands. And the second thing that brings us together is the fundamental right of return for the Chagos Islanders to be allowed to go back. And that, I know, is supported by pretty well everybody in Mauritius. Not that you don't want the Chagos Islanders living in Mauritius, but you want that principle of their right of return. And I want to say a big thank you to the government of Mauritius for supporting that, and of course the High Commissioner who's here this evening. Mauritius is a beautiful island. It's a beautiful place, and I'm looking forward to going there again, actually. I thought it absolutely blew me away. And the sense of community and understanding there, again, there's huge diversity within Mauritius. It's a place where many people have gone and settled, many colonialists have gone in and out of, and it's a place where both Africa and South Asia look to, and in turn Mauritius looks to both of those very important cultural centres in our world. So I want to say welcome to everyone here tonight. The next person who's going to say a few words is our Mayor, Councillor Barry Edwards, who's born and brought up in Islington. If you keep him here long enough, he'll give you the full history of the borough. But Barry is also a great supporter of Arsenal, so we're a bit sad after last night's events, but there's still the FA Cup, so there's still hope. Thank you very much. I'll now ask Councillor Barry Edwards to say a few words. Barry.
Thanks, Jerry, and good evening, High Commissioner and everyone. On Monday morning, we raised the new Commonwealth flag over the Townhall. You probably didn't notice it on the way in because it's a bit dark now, but try and see if you can spot it up there on the way out. I always think that it's a good way of sort of showing our own small c Commonwealth that we have here in Islington. Communities from all over the world. Islington was created by migration, by people coming here when it expanded to become a suburb of London. My great-grandparents came from Wales, my wife's family came from China. They come from all over the place to be here. And some people come, some go, some stay. It's inevitable in a place that sort of thing happens. And I'm delighted that you've come here this evening to celebrate here. I'm about to pass on, but I think actually, before I mention one, we have got one person here hasn't been mentioned yet. Islington recently, a few years ago, set up a youth council. It decided that having rather a lot of older people like me trying to decide what young people in Islington wanted was not a good idea. So we elected a youth council, and we now have a young mayor. And here she is. And when the young mayor's present, I always tend to then describe myself as the old mayor. Anyway, unless she wants to actually say a few words there, but probably not. So she's only just come into the role, so just a bit.
I'd just like to say welcome to everyone here on behalf of the Youth Council, and I hope you have a really good evening.
And now I'd like to pass over to His Excellency, the High Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Mayor. The Mayor abstains.
Spelthorne Council who's here. The reason he's here is that Spelthorne is twinned with Gampo Savan in Mauritius, because Heathrow is in the area of Spelthorne, and Gampo Savan is where we have our airport, so we're working very closely. And hopefully, Mr. Mayor will try and find out whether we can find a borough in Mauritius where we can twin within Islington, given the number of Mauritians who are here. But anyway, I just want to say a few words. First of all, I want to thank Cader very much. Cader is a very good friend of mine. The one thing that I admire about him is the energy. I think if people know about Cader, is the energy and relentlessness that he has. He doesn't give up. But if he wants to do something, he sees it to the end. But also he has an ability to, basically it's like a glue, to bring people together. And he does it very well. He's a man of passion. He's a man who cares about the community. He's a man who really, he's loud, but he's loud in a good way, in a positive way. And he has done a lot to promote the interest of Mauritius. And I've been here 9 years now to see what he has done. And certainly a lot of the credit must go to him in terms of how he engages with the Mauritian community, how he takes a specific interest, whether it's in terms of tourism, but also I've seen him at work on social, in terms of social issues, dealing with social issues here. So I think we should give him a big hand of applause. The second person, I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for hosting us. I mean, providing us with this facility. It means, it shows that that Islington cares about its citizens who work in there, and I'm really, really grateful to you. Jeremy, we've known each other for many years now. He has got an, if you see him in Parliament asking questions, he has got an indefatigable, if I can use that word, approach to issues, and he's passionate about it, just like that is. When he stands up, particularly on the issue to do with the Chagos issue, I think from the government side, whenever you stand up to ask a question, they are shaking a little bit. You think what's going to come out. But he has done a lot to bring to the fore the plight of the Chagosians and the issue of the Chagos issue to the mainstream society, and a lot has been done over the last 5 years about that. Now on the issue of the Independence Day. On Independence Day, I want to say a few things. I want to join Cader in what he said. But this is not. Of course, we want to celebrate today, and it's important that we celebrate what we've achieved and the fact that we've fought for our freedom, and the ability for us to decide our own future by ourselves and to manage them. But I think, as important as that is, to celebrate our independence, it is the time to reflect on the path that has brought us to independence, and certainly where we have traveled for the last 46 years from 1968 to where we are. But I'm particularly I mean, this is a personal, obviously, each individual has got a personal relationship with Independence Day, but for me, every year that passes, I reflect, and I keep going back even further, about the time of slavery, about the time of the indentured laborers, and the suffering that they endured on the plantations. It's incredible, when you consider what they went through, what they had to endure, and that the perseverance that they had, and the next generation that came after them, in terms of trying to fight for the right of the trade union movement, political affiliation, the right to vote, the right to free education, the right to access to health, the right of women, and the number of social issues, and that is very important, and the suffering that people had to go through in order to get where we are. So it is a time of reflection. And when, like Cader said, in 1968, it was a monocrop economy. All that we had was sugar. Today, our economy is so diversified that we are now on the cusp of becoming a high-income economy. Right now, the average income per capita is 9,000 US dollars. And the way that the economy is growing, we estimate that within the next 10 years, we're hopefully going to bring that up to above 15,000 US dollars per year, which will put us in the bracket of a high income economy. One last thing I want to add. I think in about 3 weeks' time, there will be an event, some of you may know, at the Emirates Stadium. And this is, it's called the Mauritius Fashion Fiesta. And it is to do with trying to bring about 45 Mauritian companies who will come and display their goods that they have. Most of them already exporting to the UK market, but they will be here together with the Minister for Commerce. And we're hoping that we'll be able to organize something with all of you. But it is something that demonstrates our capacity to continue to move forward, to continue to modernize, and to create a better future for the generations of people to come up. So I want to say thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you, Cader. Thank you for all of you, and we'll get a chance to speak after you. But thank you very much.
Thank you very much, High Commissioner. You're very, very welcome in the Town Hall. I think what you've just said about the struggle for independence in Mauritius and the struggle against the injustice of the plantation system and slavery and indentured labour is very well understood. And it's important that all of our children understand that side of history as well as some of the more joyous parts of history, because in history, attitudes are made, and in understanding history, friendships are made as well. So thank you very much for what you've said there. We have another guest here this evening who's come all the way from Spelthorne. Is the Mayor of Spelthorne, Councillor Tony Harman. Spelthorne is at Staines in west of London, and that has two great pieces of significant history to this country. One is it's where the Romans managed to cross the Thames in 55 BC. They had to go all that way just because there was no bridges, they were shocking business, and they had to go all that way to ford the river. And then 1,200 years later, at Runnymede, very nearby, the first piece of recorded law was signed by King John when he was forced to sign, by the barons forced to sign the Magna Carta. And so it's a very special place in world history of both of those events. So can we give a very warm welcome to the Mayor? And since his borough is twinned with part of Mauritius, I think it's really nice that he's come here tonight to give support to the Mauritian community on Independence Day.
Well, thank you very much for asking me, and my lovely wife here, the Mayoress. It's a great honour to be twinned with Mauritius, and the thing that comes across is you're always smiling. Why are you always smiling? The young lady there with a wonderful grin. But I think we could do a lot more between Mauritius and Spelthorne. Heaven's sake, if you're here in Islington, it's only taken me an hour to get here, and our chief executive is always going on about football. He doesn't actually support Arsenal, and I support Watford, which I don't think any of you know Watford. But I feel we could do a lot more. Although we're twinned with Mauritius, which is a long, long way away from here, if you people are local, why don't we play football, or rugby, or cricket? Why not? It's just... And we could have a fabulous time, because we're always smiling at Spelthorne, even though we've been flooded. But the other thing is that we're celebrating 1215 next year at Runnymede, and the Barons, as obviously you know, met at a church in Staines, St Mary's Church, and then crossed the river to Runnymede to sign the Magna Carta. But anyway, thank you very much. It's a great pleasure meeting you. And I say we're very, very honoured to be twinned with you. And I hope, I haven't been to Mauritius, but I hope I get an invitation. We'll certainly go, possibly with the Mayor, and we can talk about football on the plane. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I will wrap up. We're going to finish. We have a program. We have some biryani, right? Chicken biryani. We have veg. I want you to stay on and meet and greet each other. Because tonight, most of the people that are invited here tonight represent something. They all represent some socio-cultural group or sports, anything. I want you to meet, for example, our association, Anglo-Mauritian Disability Link, 15 years this year. Tonight we have the Deputy Chairman, Nasser. We can come and join us, Nasser. We have Maurice Lam, who is responsible for the finance. Come, Maurice, right? But unfortunately, the treasury is empty. The pot is empty. Anyway, and then it's good to meet Eshan Badal. Eshan, come and join us because Eshan, where's Tariq? Tariq, huh? Pardon? Okay. Eshan organized one of the biggest get-together Mauritian, in Tottenham. Last year there was well over 10,000 people, right? This year he's expecting thousands of Mauritian and non-Mauritian to join us. And then Miss England and Miss England, please come and join us, right? Because they have worked so hard. They've been to Mauritius, right? They're so busy with the schedule and the amount of clip you see on, please come and join us. The amount of clip you see on YouTube, right? And the good thing they say about Mauritius is unbelievable. So everyone who are here tonight, I want you to meet and exchange phone numbers, meet each other like the High Commissioner just mentioned. Anytime there's a meeting, there's a government meeting, you have to come and support us. So with these few words, I say again, which is very important tonight. I think it's worth leaving at the last minute. There's a gentleman in Mauritius that are known as Abhimanyu Anand and has written a book, very well known, the difficulties that the Mauritian went through. But tonight we have somebody who is good writing the book in English, right? His name is British and it's his birthday tonight. Come British, right? British, right? And he's working in the church of God, right? And I thank you again, Mr. Corbyn. I thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. High Commissioner. And thank you, everyone, all my friends, Tom Currens, everyone that are here tonight. And let's pray and hope that we'll meet again next year in the best of health. And we can see what we can carry on our work and help, especially those in difficulties, the disabled children in Mauritius, what we've been doing for 15 years, and carry on support what we're trying to do. Thank you.